What's going on, family, and welcome back to Israel's Movie Reviews. And today we're going to be discussing one of my favorite movies in the franchise of the Fast and the Furious. So we're going to be talking about Too Fast, 2 Furious from 2003, the second movie in this installment. And man, there's a lot to talk about. This movie is highly entertaining. I think it matches the first movie, and despite Vin Diesel's absence, this sequel is still solid. Who made the first Fast and the Furious movie attractive to fans, besides the badass cars and competition on the streets, was Vin Diesel's appearance as Dominic Toretto. And, as he played a hotshot race driver who makes his money racing others in the streets. And at this time, throughout this movie, he was a rising star, on the verge of fame, doing such flicks as Saving Private Ryan, The Iron Giant, eventually doing Triple X, and the Riddick movies. And I believe he didn't come back in this film, either due to money constraints, he wanted more money, or he wanted more to do with the film. I think he wanted producer or director duties, which he eventually gets down the road. But this movie did not have him at all. And it was a departure, but at the end of the day, I'm glad at what this movie brought to us. At the end of the first movie, we know that Vin Diesel's character, Dom, flees away to Mexico, where we kind of knew he wouldn't be in the sequel. And if he did, it would be maybe a surprise. And no matter what, the series continued, right? Too Fast, 2 Furious, has Paul Walker reprising his role as the brilliant, right, and sneaky role as Brian O'Connor, the one-time agent who betrayed the enforcement agency by letting, Dom ultimately get away by giving him that 10-minute car. And he's now a fugitive and being in race competitions every night to make money. But the government does have his eye on him. And after being captured by the police, Brian is given a choice in either going to jail or helping the people he once worked for and taking down a drug cartel dealer, played by Hauser, who I'm a big fan of. This man really played a really good villain in this film. Brian agrees under one condition, that his childhood friend, played by the awesome Tyrese Gibson, aka Roman Pearce in this film. And just a quick intro to Tyrese. Around this time, he was on the rise also, starring in Transformers, previously Baby Boy. And he's involved since he's into cars and knows his ways around tough people. So they're also given an ally, the sexy Monica Fuentes, played by Eva Mendes, who's an awesome addition, who's not only an undercover agent, but she's also posing as the enemy's mistress. And time will tell when all will be revealed. I loved the plot. A lot of people say that the plot was weak. I thought the plot was a departure also because, you don't get the racing and all that stuff towards the end of the film, the third act in this film. And this is when they really took it in a different direction. Most, fans and people complained because they figured this is not a Fast and the Furious movie. And they eventually, corrected that form in the next film, Tokyo Drift. But I love what John Singleton did with this film. He directed this film, the Boys in the Hood director, where, he got that hood fame, where he managed to bring that same energy and bring those high expectations of the first movie into this film. There's more cars, there's more chase sequences, there's more women, and there's more cameos this time around with a high-octane pace. And overall, this movie was pretty good. What I do have to say is that the sequel, it was very different. Meaning, one area where the sequel is really lacking is in regards to the actual races. They do look good, but they don't come off as impressive as the first one. I don't know if this was a problem with the editing or maybe John Singleton's first time really filming or not necessarily filming, but directing car sequences in multiple shots. You know, there's a lack in those regards when it comes to the races because they kind of look poor. You know, a lot of this can be blamed on how it was shot. Ultimately, here to me it doesn't work. You know, the scenery in this film gets a little too blurry for me. And we can't have that. You know, the effects in this movie were a little bad. There's no question that the man knows how to tell a story. He does a great job with just about everything in the picture, except for the car races and the stunts in this film, which I think he definitely corrected in other films. But the rest of the film I thought was pretty good, as we're given these characters that we like. And there's no question that there's plenty of eye candy at work, which I think helped the film. Walter and Gibson's camaraderie, I think their chemistry are both the greatest parts of the film. You know, there's plenty of laughs, there's plenty of chemistry. I think what lacked in the first film was humor. This film definitely has it. You know, and I feel like Eva Mendes doesn't get too much time to shine or much to do except for try out a good-looking bikini, which she sure does do. And I'm sure that would be enough for most, but I was looking for more from her, you know, because I know what she did in Training Day and I know what she was capable of. But, you know, the rest of the supporting actors and players were good in their parts, including Hauser as the bad guy. And you got Ludacris here as the racing buddy, who I think Ludacris in general, man, when he's in a film, he brings light to the film. You know, you got to have Ludacris in a film. He's just, I think he's just awesome. You know, he's not just that popcorn guy, that addition. And I like what they did with him in multiple sequels. You know, he comes off as a major player and a key part, not only to this film, but down the line. And this movie is just one of those nice movies to lean back, chill, you know, watch for the action, these car sequences, which, even though I said, you know, it's hard to sometimes see them or they don't come off as great as you expect, but they are fun to watch at the end of the day. There's no need of a complex story or reality here. And, you know, you got Tyrese who's extra funny, you know, so definitely, man, have some friends over, some money, some popcorn, because you might want to bet on a couple of things that happen in this film. But, you know, go and stream this, man. It's still a movie that deserves a 7, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I didn't have high expectations going into this film because I knew ahead of time Vin Diesel wasn't going to be in the film, but it is a very watchable movie, and it's still worth seeing. Almost as good as the first film, but it's right there in comparison. So definitely check it out. And let me know what you think about this film. Hit me up on the Discord. If you like this review, all you gotta do is hit that like button, hit that notification bell. Rest in peace, Paul Walker.